What's going on, guys? This is Nathan Corneliuson, otherwise known as Fioko the Leader, and today I'm elaborating on a subject that I've talked about in the past, specifically my thoughts on the Sonic the Hedgehog 25th anniversary celebration, and the games that were revealed during the celebration. Now, I need to admit I did forget about one game, which was Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, mainly because I don't really have an opinion on it, and, well, it wasn't exactly center stage. Many people did forget about it, mainly because it just looks like a more refined version of Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal. But anyway, and yes, should start the video off like this, but I do know that I need a haircut. Anyway, Classic Sonic and Sonic Dash. Now, I finished getting 623 Genesis cartridges for him, and while he isn't really anything major, his Green Hill stage is a good version from the regular, not Windy and Ripley, Emerald Coast, kind of like the Green Hill. Well, obviously, Classic Sonic has Green Hill, but that's more in the, 90s perspective. I'm talking, it has its Sonic Heroes vibe, the regular stages. Meanwhile, this Green Hill Zone has more of a shocker here Genesis feel. Although, it's just kind of a palette swap. It's nice either way. Anyway, so we haven't really gotten that much in terms of Sonic Mania and Sonic Project 2017 news, although we have gotten some new footage of Green Hill and Studiopolis. I cannot speak, which if you have seen more than one of my videos, you will know is often the case. But I feel like I should explain why I'm so excited about Sonic being in LEGO Dimensions. I said in the previous video that Sonic is a major part of my childhood. Another major part is LEGO. And now with this LEGO Dimensions bringing the DC Comics characters along with, let's see, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Portal, Scooby-Doo, Simpsons, and I have a special history with The Simpsons. If you don't know, so I love shows like Futurama, Rick and Morty, and Simpsons. And so I love things like The Simpsons movie, The Simpsons game, Simpsons Hit and Run, and Road Rage were some of my favorite Xbox games, and I still play them even to this day, and, I may or may not have 100%ed them. Anyway. But I have also, seen, I don't want to say a major part of the cast, because the cast is huge. I've seen some of the main actors, like Dan Castellaneta. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I imagine when it comes to time to pronounce foreign-sounding names. Meanwhile, I can barely pronounce, English and American names. But yeah, I have seen them in person. I don't want to say I've directly worked with them because that's not exactly true. So what I'm talking about, I know this has nothing to do with Sonic, and this is kind of turning into a personal history video, but just bear with me. So, I am a part of my school, well, technically, this year I'm a part of both of my school's audition choirs that I was in. Last year I was only in one of them, but we went to Disneyland, and I'm so sorry I forgot the actress who came to work with us, but she voiced characters for League of Legends, I'm so sorry. I just can't remember her name, and I feel terrible because I had a blast learning from them because our choir had the chance to dub over songs from Disney movies. Our two songs, I believe, were "This Is Halloween," which I got a solo in, and "The Circle of Life." And so we do the things, and I believe Dan was our sound mixer, the one who played the tracks for all of us to listen to in the recording booth, and then, you know, the one who overlapped our voices because we took multiple takes of it. Anyway, that's not important. What is important is that day not only showed me what it was like in a actual professional sound studio, but it showed me, because we had to take multiple takes, and if some of us flubbed our parts, we would do the take over again. It just showed the work that actors, especially voice actors, have to do. And I know I know it kind of sounds like I'm like, oh no, sitting in a booth talking is so hard. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it has to take dedication to take words from a script, especially when you can't act it out, or else, you know, things like your clothing or movement will get tracked up on the microphone. So you have to act just with your voice, and sometimes you don't even get to see the animation to pair it up with it. So you just have to work with not only your fellow cast members, but your script and your script writers. And I know this has gotten a lot into, it has gotten into territory that I didn't want to get into, but I feel as if you all need to know why I have gotten this sudden reinterest in them, because for a while I kind of divulged from everything that I liked. Like, I still played the games and watched the few episodes of these things every now and again, but like, after that, and after finding Lego Dimensions, it has connected me to my childhood in a way that I never thought I would be able to again. Like, I thought I would never find something to make me relive the moments of being a real Ghostbuster by watching the Real Ghostbusters TV show after watching Ghostbusters 2, or by watching the Back to the Future trilogy back to back. But in Lego Dimensions, all of these things can come together. You can have Scooby-Doo pair up with, let's see, the Doctor. I believe the 11th Doctor. Please don't kill me if I'm wrong. It's either the 11th or the 10th. I could be mistaken. And, you know, have Batman come in and throw batarangs at Gandalf the Grey or the Wicked Witch of the West. Or, you know, have Owen from the new Jurassic World, which, if you didn't know, I went to see that in theaters, and I enjoyed that movie. But to have him paired up with Peter Venkman fighting off turrets from Portal, it's amazing. And I never thought that my childhood icons, be it Peter Venkman or Doc, or even just Scooby-Doo, be able to meet up with Homer Simpson, or now in the fall, Sonic the Hedgehog, all in one area, and it's amazing. I'm able to experience my childhood in a way that I've always wanted to, and it's weird because I'm not even out of high school, but like, I've always wanted to see these guys together. And now I can. And if it sounds like I'm getting choked up and I'm about to cry, I'm not. I'm just really happy. And I wish I could have shown this to my grandmother. She would have been just as happy to see it. But unfortunately, that won't happen. Anyway, but yeah, and the fact that they're all in one integral plot, all connected somehow, besides the portal. And one other thing that I really like is that they're really faithful to their source material and they give it a lot of love. Like, I never thought that Finn and Jake from Adventure Time would be able to pair up with Scooby-Doo and Emmett from the Lego Movie. And I know I sound like I'm just listing off all these different things, but honestly that's what I'm doing because it's the only way that I can feel like I'm getting my point across. There are so many things that I want to do and that I want to see. Like, I want to see, Marty McFly just play some Midway arcade machines. And guess what? With LEGO Dimensions, you can. And I know, I swear this isn't a sponsored video. Yeah. Like, LEGO would ever sponsor me. I'm not saying because I'm a terrible person, I'm just saying because I'm not that popular. It doesn't matter if I'm talking digitally or, in the real world. Anyway, enough of my sad attempts at humor. Back to the thing. It's my childhood, and I've been stuttering a lot today, I'm so sorry. But it's pretty much everything from my childhood. All the good parts, obviously. I wouldn't want all of my childhood because, anyway, it's all the major, great characters and events from my childhood all wrapped up into one package. I can play Green Hill Zone while in the DeLorean with, Gandalf. I'm trying to find characters I haven't mentioned yet. Or I could go through Springfield as Sonic, just blazing past everything, and then run into Owen, and I'm just... See, I can't find a decent center point, because that's what it makes me feel, a whole range of emotions. I can't just narrow it down to one thing. And that's the beauty of it. With most LEGO games, like LEGO Star Wars 2, I can just say, or LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, which I can see right over there because I've been playing it, because I beat LEGO Star Wars 2 100%, and I beat LEGO Star Wars 1 100%. I just never beat LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga 100%. That was disgusting, I'm sorry. Anyway, it allows me to anyway, going back to what I was saying, LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, I can just say, oh, it just recreates the first 6 movies in a fun, goofy LEGO style, and while they don't talk, their models and their expressions show a lot more than dialogue ever could, because, well, at that point, Traveler's Tales, I'm not saying weren't experienced enough to write a good story. I'm just saying that some of Traveler's Tales' earlier works certainly had a bit rougher time in the story department, which, good thing this only had to recreate the story of the 6, well, I can't even say the 6 Star Wars movies, of the first 6 Star Wars movies, instead of having to create their own adventure and then everybody complaining because it's not as good as the originals. And you see, I can talk about it clearly and cohesively, but with LEGO Dimensions, it's so big, and it has everything from my childhood that not only do I get emotionally attached, and are there glitches, are there problems with the game? Obviously, no. Excuse me. No game is perfect, and LEGO games aren't usually the most polished due to everything that they have to do and work with, oftentimes having hundreds of characters. But I do think that for what they were trying to do, it's a really good game. I think it has great storytelling. Okay, maybe not the best storytelling, but it's still good for a laugh. It kept me engaged the entire time. Like when your companions get kidnapped at the beginning of the game, I was honestly hoping that, you know, we would be able to get them back from, I believe his name was Vortek, which, haha, Vortex. Watch me show how stupid I am and that name being what it means. Anyway, so Vortex steals them because, you know, they hold powerful objects that he needs to rule the entire LEGO universe, or multiverse, omniverse? Anyway, so he wants to basically smash LEGO sets together. I don't know why I'm talking about the story. This isn't a review. Anyway, the story is intriguing. At least to me it was. The writing was, well, I'll be honest, I thought it was hilarious. I liked how they kept their brand of humor from each of the different stories. Like, you're not going to get the same jokes from, say, the Simpsons stage as you are the Adventure Time area. And you're not going to get the same environment from the Ninjago plane as you are the DC Comics, like, Metropolis Superman stage. And I do like how they tried to get, well, I believe they got everybody they could to reprise their roles. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure, I haven't checked every single voice, but they do sound accurate, and they certainly sound like they've had a lot of fun recording these things. And honestly, it's just everything that I've ever wanted. I honestly don't care that it's, you know, it can get a bit pricey with its level packs and the fun packs, but honestly, I think it would be worth it. You know, obviously I would get some before others, like I would get the Scooby-Doo pack way before I got something like the Doctor Who pack. But that's because I have grown up with Scooby-Doo, and Doctor Who, on the other hand, I haven't really seen that much of at all. No offense to any Whovians out there, I know a lot of people who are, or at least were, obsessed with Doctor Who, but I digress. There is something in this game for everyone. Say you like classic cartoons, well, if I haven't said it enough already, there's Scooby-Doo. If you like, say, cheesy 80s comedy films, there's Back to the Future, there's Ghostbusters. Say if you like more modern games, there's Portal, and all these different things. And it just makes me so happy that I'm able to relive those in a way that I've always wanted to. And that may seem stupid and childish to you, but everybody has that one game that, regardless of the quality, they're going to love all the same because it reminds them of times from the past. Good times, hopefully. But Yeah, I do certainly think that LEGO Dimensions is that game for me. Anyway, like I said, I obviously have to pick it up for my PS3. I'm going to start with the starter pack, and depending on the time that I get it, I'm either going to get the Sonic pack or like the Simpsons, Scooby-Doo, Portal, Midway, Ghostbusters, or Back to the Future packs. Obviously not all at once, because that would be like $500 if I find like the worst deals ever. But it certainly does get costly, but it certainly does give you a lot of value, because not only do you get characters to play as in the story segments, but you also get your own worlds with those different characters. Like, if you have at least one of the Ghostbusters characters, like Peter Venkman, Slimer, Stay Puft, and then I believe there are some others. There may not be, but those are the three I remember off the top of my head. Then you can go into New York, and you can ride around in the Ecto 1 if you have the Ghostbusters pack, obviously. You can just run around as each of your different characters. You can do all these things that you've always wanted to do in LEGO. And now, I'm not saying that this is the end-all, be-all game of all time. I'm not even saying that it's my favorite. I'm just saying that it's always going to hold a special heart. Special place in my heart. Because it just reminds me of all these times I've spent with the people I love, playing and watching and doing the things that I love. And it's why I'm willing to smack down the money for it, unlike all these other, things like Amiibo or Skylanders, which, hey, did you see that Crash Bandicoot Skylander thing? Yeah, gonna be honest, besides Spyro, that's really the only character I would really play. I'm not saying that I'm going to get Skylanders. I really don't like it. I've played it, so it's not like, oh, I don't like how they killed off Spyro. No, I mean, I'm mad about that as a Spyro fan, but I'm willing to put that aside, and I think it's an okay game. Like, it's not made for me, I know that much. It's just made for a general audience. It's certainly made to make money. All these, like, Transformers, and then special brand deals like Donkey Kong and Bowser. Wii U. But, it's fine for what it's trying to do. I just never got into it. And I'm glad that I played it at a friend's house. That way I wouldn't have to buy the Portal and the figurines just to figure that out. But anyway, I do know that LEGO Dimensions is something that I want, and is something that I really hope to add to my collection soon. Anyway, and just adding Sonic can only make my experience better. So, irregardless of what you think of it, it's going to hold a special place as one of my favorite games, just for making my childhood dream a reality. Anyway, before I get sentimental, this has been Nathan Corneliuson. I hope you all enjoyed this rambling session. I'm pretty sure this has gone on for like 10 minutes more than I expected it to, because I just expected to talk about Sonic Boom, Sonic Dash and then just go over the different packs of LEGO Dimensions and, you know, why I'm excited for Sonic to be in here in the first place. But if it isn't painfully obvious at this point, I hold a lot of these characters with great value. Like, I'm one of those people who, I am an avid fan of things, but if something's terrible, I'll often, like, make a joke about it, but I won't, like, bash on it or hate on it before I've seen it. Most of the time. I'm not saying that I'm completely free of this. But I do try to hold things on their own regards and give it a fair chance. Unfortunately, the 2016 Ghostbusters game has something to answer for. Ugh. And usually when I hate a product, it's justified. Because, like, I still unironically enjoy parts of 06. I'm not saying it's a good game in any regard, no. I'm just saying that I enjoy it. Now, does that mean that I think that everything from this series is great and everything from this series is bad? No. Like, I do admit that there have been a lot of stinkers from Sonic the Hedgehog, like Sonic Labyrinth. Oh boy. Anyway, personal biases aside, I don't like it because not only did they get rid of his speed, they also messed up his controls. The isometric view was just hard to deal with. The spin dash, I'm glad, is still in there. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. This has been Nathan Corneliuson. Please, if you have a differing opinion, I would love to hear it. Obviously, not everybody grew up with these characters like I did, and so many people probably see it the same way as they see Skylanders, which I can see why. It's just, I feel more of a connection. Like, I don't know, like, Thunder Boom or Crack Shot. I'm pretty sure none of these are actual Skylanders names. I just know that they have, like, some of them are supposed to be puns, but the other ones are just random things that they pulled out of a hat. But a lot of these are characters that I know and have grown up with. And that's why it holds a special regard for me. It's probably not going to be my favorite game. It might not even scratch the top 5, but if I ever did make a top 10 video games, just know that A, it's my opinion, and B, you could probably expect to see LEGO Dimensions there somewhere. For the third time, I am going to actually say my outro. Alright, well, if you have any differing opinions, or you agree with my opinion, then go ahead and tell me about it. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Are you excited for Sonic and LEGO Dimensions? Do you think LEGO Dimensions is a good game? Do you think that it's worth the money? Anyway, all these questions and more, you've already heard my answers, so why don't I hear yours? Well, not here, because video responses haven't been a thing since, like, 2010, maybe 2012, maybe? Anyway, this has been Nathan Corneliuson. Peace.